All right, so good evening, everyone, and namaskar once again. This is our usual weekend session. Today is Saturday, 18th of Jan, just a minute past 4 o'clock, and we are going to take a look at the Nifty and the sectoral indices, जैसे हर शनिवार करते हैं. And the objective of this analysis is to come to a point which will help us to position ourselves. What should be our strategy next week, right? That is the objective. Irrespective of whether it goes right or wrong, how does it matter? अपने को तो अपना काम करना ही चाहिए हमेशा, and ये वो काम है. So, starting off with Nifty, I don't know if you had joined a webinar which I conducted yesterday evening with Elon Markets, and I had a detailed analysis on the Nifty per se. So बहुत कुछ, lots of tools are drawn on my Nifty weekly chart. ये रहा Nifty weekly chart. And I'll not go too much in details because it will waste a lot of time. We don't have that much time in our usual classes. हो सके तो वो webinar देख लीजिएगा. It was free. ठीक है? So number one is it looks like, it feels so that Nifty is retracing not a small erstwhile rally, but probably it is retracing a bigger picture. Maybe it is retracing a bigger earlier trend. So I have considered this particular low, and I've dropped some Fibonacci retracements. I also have noticed that the Nifty has broken below the previous fractal low, जिसका मतलब मैं इस fall को I can say A, this bounce back को I can call B, and this is the ongoing fall which we can call it C. Which means that now the fact that it has broken below the previous low, it has opened up the gates to fall a little bit more. It may reverse from here. That the time will tell us. But at this juncture, जब मुझे दिख रहा है that the previous low has been broken, ऐसा हो ही सकता है that this fall can take me down here, or it can be as big as long as this one, maybe down here. Who knows? So what are these levels? I got these levels using 4 tools. These are zones rather than levels. ये zones है. One I have done is मैंने इस fall को, this fall, I have projected using Fibonacci tools. Okay, as I said, if this is A and this is B, then how far can be C? These are called projections. I got 3 levels. The red dotted lines are the projections. The red dotted lines. The blue dotted lines are retracements. The blue horizontal rectangular shaped are erstwhile polarity, that is earlier highs and lows. And the blue lines, these curves, are anchored VWAPs. I could have plotted volume profile also, but I have a sense that volume profile tends to work relatively better in stocks than Nifty. अब Nifty के लिए करने के लिए I had to open Nifty futures. This is Nifty spot. So Nifty spot is a derived entity. Derived entity trade तो होता नहीं है, तो उसका volumes तो derived ही होगा. So I have not plotted or used volume profile. So using these 4 tools, कुछ zones निकल के आते हैं. Zone number 1 is your 22,450, 22,550. So 22,400, 500, 600 जैसा zone. This is not too far. A little bit of a drop and hello, we are here. It's not a bad level. This is not a bad level. However, if it gets worse, I have another zone which is close to 21,400, 21,500, 21,600. This is also a pretty decent level. We've got some polarity kicking in there. We've got anchored VWAP, we've got horizontal polarity, projections, retracements, सब मसाला है यहाँ पे. Then after that it becomes a little painful. यहाँ तक ठीक है. If I talk about the market can come down to 22,500, I don't think people will hate me. If I say it can come down to 21,500, फिर हो सकता है they raise their eyebrows. अच्छा 21,500 आ जाए. But if I start to say that it can go to 20,500 or below, वहाँ भी बात नहीं करते. So we stick to 22,500. 500 मतलब 100 पॉइंट नीचे 100 पॉइंट ऊपर. 22,400, 500, 600. 21,400, 500, 600. So these are the two levels for the Nifty. I think both the levels are highly possible. The reason I say so is because in this current situation where you and I, both of are looking at the markets, we do not get any strong signs of reversal. We should know that the main rational reason of such weakness is the strength of dollar, the FII continuous selling, now recently crude breaking out, erstwhile food inflation can trickle down to overall inflation creeping up. बहुत कुछ मिला जुला के what are the earnings slowing down, demand slowing down. So whatever parameters that you can think of जिसके कारण ये sell off हुआ है या हो रहा है, I don't see any improvement in any of these reasons. Dollar is still very strong, rupee is still very weak, inflation numbers are yet to come and we have to evaluate as they come. Crude is just breaking out and showing strength. Demand, we have to wait and see if it picks up. Earnings, we have to see how Q3 goes through, etc. etc. So the pointers जिसके लिए ये impact दिख रहा है, अब उस pointers में कहीं पे भी मुझे कोई सुधार नहीं दिखता है. So I think that the overall market will continue to stay subdued. We will get our occasional bounce backs. Few bounce backs may be very, very encouraging, like the 440 points rally that we had couple of weeks back. बहुत अच्छा लगा था और बहुत जल्दी वो अच्छा निकल भी गया. So it will be, I sense so, unless markers improve, unless price improves. Price can improve before the markers. हो सकता है कि मार्केट डॉलर या फिर दूसरे कारण दोज रीजंस सुधरने के पहले द निफ्टी इम्प्रूव्स, वो भी हो सकता है. बट कुछ तो दिखाओ. प्राइस सॉरी, दोज मार्कर्स सॉरी. सो आई हैव अ प्रॉपर rational for saying, and my strategy is the market I sense will stay subdued. It will give me an occasional consolidation like we are going through right now. It can give me an occasional bounce back like we experienced here. For all you know, it can give us a very good bounce back, the one that we experienced here. This was the Trump rally, initiated by the Trump rally. But overall picture is weak. इसका मतलब, नंबर वन, इफ आई एम अ शॉर्ट टर्म मोमेंटम ट्रेडर, मैं तो जो कल करता था वो भी मैं आज भी करूंगा, मैं तो लेते देते रहूंगा. तो शॉर्ट टर्म मोमेंटम ट्रेडर के लिए आई डोंट थिंक इट मेक्स अ बिग डिफरेंस, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द फैक्ट दैट इफ यू आर अ शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडर जो लॉन्ग भी करता है एंड शॉर्ट भी करता है, ऑन द शॉर्ट साइड थोड़ा पेशेंस को बढ़ाइए. यू कैन लुक टू राइड द शॉर्ट्स, एंड इफ यू आर गेटिंग लॉन्ग ट्रेड्स जल्दी लेके निकल जाइएगा. सो योर स्ट्रैटेजी is anyways you'll do long short wherever you feel fit, but for the short trades you can ride because overall markets is weak. For the long trades, please get out quickly. अब आते for the positional trader investor, not the best of times for you. You can take a break, you can go for a holiday, you can do your homework, you should read, this is the time where your activity in the market is less. So your activity on your side towards yourself should be more. Mahakumbh chale jaiye. But coming back to the markets, what you should ideally do is keep a very close look at the weekly, monthly charts of the sectors. All right, and try and create levels and see from where any sector is slowing down or not. Do a top-down approach. If you see defense stocks like a HAL or a BDL is improving and bouncing back, you can buy a very small quantity. So this is not your time to go on the fourth gear. This is your time to stay on the first gear. घूमने दीजिए, then you change your gears. ठीक है? So level wise, Nifty from a short term point of view, if I take a look at the daily chart, we had a little 3-day rally, and yesterday we had a cool off of around 108 points. So of course, very obvious 23,400 for the Nifty spot. अब इसके आसपास I have, इसके आसपास close to 23,400 I have these fractal lows. So this would be a 23,400, 23,500 kind of a zone. Short term resistances. Short term support तो कुछ खास है नहीं. Once these lows are broken, these 22,456, 21,456, these are the two key main levels. ठीक है? Let's take a look at the small cap and the mid cap. If you remember, I had drawn this broadening formation. Broadening formations like this is the weekly chart. Many a times ऐसे broadening formations आपको क्या डायमंड देता है. डायमंड फिर से करना पड़ेगा. I'll show it to you. Many times these kind of broadening formations tends to form some kind of a diamondish pattern. तो यहाँ पे हो सकता है we have a breakdown. I'll keep it like this. ये अपने को in the future resistance का काम करेगा. Clean breakdown, small cap after this last week's breakdown yesterday, or not yesterday, the week that went by yesterday has given you a hammerish kind of a candlestick pattern. Essentially ये जो आपका हैमर है ये इस सेल ऑफ का कंसोलिडेशन है. अब क्या ये हैमर का काम करेगा एंड विल इट रिवर्स, या फिर ये जस्ट कंसोलिडेशन का ही काम करेगा और ये लो टूट जाएगा? क्लियरली अपने को नेक्स्ट वीक इसका आंसर, इसका क्लैरिटी मिल जाना चाहिए. स्मॉल कैप एंड मिड कैप विल गिव यू सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ अ रेटिंग, बोथ द इंडाइसेस. This is not a very pretty picture, to be honest with you. Not a very pretty picture. Of course, when prices comes back to important lows, जब price एक important fractal low पे वापस आता है, it can try and hold on to it. So some friction, some short-term bounce back. But जब तक trend down है, जब तक momentum down है, the possibility of further downsides तो है. ठीक है? So any kind of bounce back, don't get too excited. Any kind of bounce back, treat it as a bounce back. Quickly get in, quickly get out on the long side. ठीक है? अब आते हैं the sectoral indices. Now if you remember, मैंने कुछ templates बना के रखे थे. ये रहा. आराम से देखते हैं. Starting off with this one, Bank Nifty, Finance, Private Banks and PSU Banks. Weekly charts, all of them. Bank Nifty, clean cut breakdown. That was 1 week back. Last week was a consolidation. See, you will see this almost in every chart on the weekly time frame. वो क्या है? Previous week का जो correction था, उसका consolidation, slow down. ठीक है? It will give you spinning tops, या dojis, या hammers, but essentially relatively smaller candle. Essentially at the foothill of the previous week के foothill के आसपास. So it doesn't command any bullishness yet, unless it's some kind of a hammer or some kind of such a pattern. So we'll consider them as consolidation. So इनका जो low है, if these lows get breached next week, then all that you can expect is this follow through. It's following through. You see, one big red candle, 2 weeks of consolidation, one big red candle. Maybe consolidation, maybe fall. Kabhi na kabhi, sometime in the future, this consolidation will lead to a reversal. उसका कोई साइन अभी तक है नहीं. सो अक्रॉस द बोर्ड it is weak. It's not good news. Axis Bank, of course, contributed to the fall. HDFC Bank had its share of fall. So Bank Nifty, finances, they enjoy the maximum weightage. None of them are looking that good. Moving on to the sectoral map. The sectoral map starts with IT and goes down all the way to reality. This happens in a clockwise manner. After the banks, the most important sector is IT. उसके बाद energy, उसके बाद FMCG, and likewise coming down to reality. When I say important, this importance is figured out by the weightage. So ये सब daily time frame है, मैं इनको weekly कर देता हूँ. Okay, this might be a little overwhelming, but first thing what I will see is I am focusing on this part of the chart. First, I am focusing on this part of the chart. That is the actual price behavior. मैं पहले इसको देख रहा हूँ. IT sold off, Infosys gap down. Energy consolidating, हो सकता है यहाँ पे ये divergence बनाए. We'll see. Reliance gap up, could not hold on to the gap up as much as we would have liked. FMCG छोटे छोटे कैंडल्स बना रहे फॉर मल्टीपल वीक्स, कंसोलिडेटिंग. ऑटो ऑल्सो कंसोलिडेटिंग, एकदम ब्रेकडाउन, एकदम सपोर्ट्स पे है ऑटो, एकदम सपोर्ट्स पे है FMCG. फार्मा हैज कूल्ड ऑफ क्वाइट अ बिट, कमिंग डाउन टू इट्स प्रीवियस लोज. मेटल clean downtrend, nothing much. This is called a piercing pattern on the CNX metals weekly chart. We did see some movement in the aluminum pack. Interesting to see how Tata Steel behaves. Consumer durables अच्छा खासा चल रहा था, कंसोलिडेट करने के बाद जोर का गिरा दिया. I think we saw how Havells behaved, again back to its previous lows. And then we have the final one, Realty, had a sharp knock and it kind of consolidated. So 8 sectors, mostly they are falling or they have fallen and back to previous lows and consolidating. Now I will cross check these two together. अब मैं candles और Heiken को मिला के देखूंगा. I'm doing this purposely. I could have done it the whole thing in the first phase, जिससे कि मैं आपको समझा पाऊँ how to analyze better. Now my second step will be मैं candles जो मुझे बता रहा है उसके साथ मैं Heiken को मिला के समझने का कोशिश करूँगा. I'm trying to understand that how good is this selling. Now in Heiken language is not that strong, but it still was at the lowest point of the week. It's not a good picture. This guy has bounced back within the body of last week. I'm taking a look at Heiken. Heiken is not giving me any sign of positivity. Neither am I getting any strong divergences. So energy, sadly, no. FMCG, I'm coming back to the previous fractal lows, very important level. Slowly, momentum is trying to improve. Price in terms of Heiken language, no improvement. You see, इस लास्ट 2 महीने में अपने को एक बार भी पॉजिटिव हाइकन नहीं मिला. ठीक है, दैट्स द पावर ऑफ हाइकन. व्हेन आई सी अ पॉजिटिव कैंडल लाइक दिस, इफ आई डोंट सी अ पॉजिटिव हाइकन डाउन हियर, इट डज नॉट गिव मी दैट कन्विक्शन. ठीक है, नॉट गुड. री-इमर्जेंस ऑफ सेलिंग ऑन द CNX ऑटो, not a good picture. Pharma, again, re-emergence of a negative Heiken, not a good picture. So pharma, auto, ध्यान रखिएगा. Piercing pattern on CNX metal, 4 positive, 4 negative Heiken. हो सकता है metals can take a breather after such a steep fall. Whether this piercing pattern will play out or not. So जो मैं बात कर रहा था कि short term bounce back अगर long trade करना है, हम लोग metals थोड़ा बहुत देख सकते हैं. Maybe. Consumer durables, again, coming back to the lows, not a good picture. Momentum coming down and reality also not good. So, कहीं पे कुछ खास मिल ही नहीं रहा है when we analyzed the entire weekly charts of these 8 sectors. So, बताइए कैसे I can come to a conclusion कि मार्केट में खरीदना चाहिए. ठीक है, I'll just take 2 more minutes from you. I'll change this to the daily time frame. The purpose I'm changing it to the daily time frame is to quickly look, because if I can get a quick bounce back, can I trade for 1 or 2 days long side? मतलब जो long only traders है उनको कुछ तो चाहिए होगा ना to participate in the market. तो मैं 2 minute लेके I'll just try to figure out, is there any sectoral chart which may give you a short-term bounce back? IT, I'm not taking chances. Energy needs to consolidate this 4-day move. Sorry, mark करके बताता हूँ. IT, not taking any chances. Energy has given a 4-day move. इसका consolidation बहुत important होगा. FMCG, हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर का ट्रेड आपको याद होगा. इट जस्ट मूव्ड अप ब्यूटिफुल इन 1 day, 3-4% मूव एंड देन fizzled off. So वैसा kind of move maybe not. So auto तो no, auto is actually giving a short setup. Pharma, interesting. आप देख सकते हो, maybe pharma can offer you a small 1 or 2 day kind of a move only above Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. ये Wednesday का जो high है 22,200. So you can look at few pharma stocks. Which stock can lead this move if at all this move comes? So pharma में एक हो सकता है. Metal has already given a 3-4 day rally just like energy. So उसका consolidation is, you should wait for it. ये दो sectors अच्छे लग रहे हैं from the daily point of view. They have improved. अब देखना ये है, will they hold on to their improvement or not? Improve तो consumer durables में भी यहाँ पे किया था, पूरा छोड़ दिया. Consumer durables no, reality no. Sadly no. So going back to the main frame, the overall reading, the majority of the reading from all the sectors and the main indices are sadly on the downside. We have a few sectors which has given a 4-day rally. They need to consolidate. There's a bit of an FMCG, there's a bit of a pharma, but I think it will be case by case basis. Plus, before I finish, earning seasons. So make sure whichever trade you take, long or short, make sure next 2-3 दिन में उसका earnings ना हो, और अगर है तो उसके पहले दिन निकल जाइएगा. Alright, so that's my Nifty, Bank Nifty and the Sectoral take. I hope this makes sense. Let's move on to our usual class and let me take a look at your questions and suggestions on some charts which are already there. I can see them. चलिए काम पे लगते हैं.